1. Failure to take responsibility. The story of the lion and the farmer's daughter. The lion's biggest reason for losing everything, in the end, boils down to him not being aware of his responsibility. And here's the harsh truth. You can blame the farmer as much as you want, but ultimately, it was the lion who chose to willingly obey him. The strength and virtue that all men should follow, whether in their professional, financial, or romantic lives. His responsibility was to live like a lion. His sharp fangs and claws were part of what made him a lion, but he forgot that responsibility and chose to abandon it. Every man naturally desires to feel dominant, strong, and powerful, because that's who you are. All men desire a strong sense of purpose. Many of you ask like it, because we engage in behaviors that prevent us from becoming the strong men we were meant to be. The same happens in your life. Embrace your responsibilities with pride. I want you to say with me, I will honor my responsibilities with pride, for they are what make me a man. The day you choose to escape your responsibilities is the day you choose to abandon masculinity altogether. I want you to memorize this quote by heart. The price of greatness is responsibility. Listen again. The price of greatness and responsibility. 2. Mocking others. This is a point that not many people talk about, but as a high-value man, you should never look down on others. Perhaps you've heard the example of the crab bucket, where a crab is about to escape the bucket, and others pull it back. If you find yourself mocking others, remember this: youth beneath them. Period, of course. This doesn't mean you shouldn't correct someone for their mistakes, but don't make fun of them. As a man, you need to teach and guide your brothers without resentment or ulterior motives. Remember, strong and confident men don't diminish others. Instead, they are there to support and uplift them. This point might seem obvious, but it's very necessary, especially in the current generation. Listen to what Mike Tyson says about this. Social media has made you so comfortable, disrespecting people, and not getting punched in the face for it. 3. Running from failure. This is a challenge for many men today. Most men will always choose comfort over growth. Remember that growth is painful and is often hidden behind failure. There's a famous example of a man digging for diamonds. He doesn't know how deep beneath the surface the diamond is, but he keeps digging. At first he only sees more dirt every time he digs, but he keeps digging. After a few hours, or even days, he finds what he was looking for. So remember, brothers, failure is not the end. If that's the mindset you have, be sure you'll never succeed in anything. Think about anything worth having. Let's say you start a business. In the beginning, you might face so-called failures as you try to learn the business and win over your clients, but only when you stay in the game long enough and don't try to run from these temporary failures. You see yourself growing. The same goes for women. In the beginning, when you approach them, you might seem like a strange man who doesn't know how to interact, but your success lies behind these temporary failures. This is a small price, A strong man needs to pay for success. We are often conditioned as children to be ashamed of our mistakes and failures, to try to justify them by blaming someone else. You might have said, "It's not my fault," or "That person is to blame." Those are the loser's thoughts. I want you to listen to this quote and write it down somewhere, if you'd like. A weak man blames his failures on the strength of others. 4. Waste your young days. We always discuss the importance of your young days on this channel. Your 2OS and even your 3OS, to some extent, are what we call the golden days. These are the days when you should build and build. Think of a farmer planting a seed. He doesn't expect the seed to bear fruit the next day. In your 2OS, just as the farmer plants seeds, you need to plant spiritual, emotional, and physical seeds that will help you grow. But here's the most important part. Don't expect to reap these fruits immediately. Just keep planting. Before you know it, you'll have planted forests and gardens that attract the right kind of life. By planting, I mean challenging yourself. This doesn't mean you have to strive and work 24/7, but always keep in mind that these are the days when you have the most energy and the opportunity to take the biggest risks. Use that to your advantage, especially when you're young. You might feel like you're missing out on the culture of being with multiple people by investing in yourself, but resist the urge. You might not understand this now, but as you mature and age, you'll thank yourself for not getting distracted. Listen to what the wisest man on earth has to say about your young days. These are the words of Solomon. Rejoice, young man, while you are young, and let your heart be glad in the days of your youth. Follow the ways of your heart, and whatever your eyes see, but know that for all these things, God will bring you to judgment. 5. Having weak body language. The concept of body language is very important. This includes nonverbal cues like a handshake, eye contact, how you sit or walk, and how you move when you talk and interact with others. People can perceive if you're a strong or weak man by your strong, masculine body language. Be intentional with your body and maintain a masculine posture. Remember that your body language is easily the first and easiest way to prevent anyone from taking advantage of you.